almost all Brazilian girls that you're gonna talk, if it's not a retarded leftist, even if it is sometimes, because these people are hypocritical. Like they people here love to say shit about the U.S., how terrible things are, how tyrannical they are, and blah blah blah. People in my country, which obviously I don't agree with. They are just stupid, and they are saying things that to collaborate with the fucking demonic government that we have. I know that. But even the girls that say that, the truth is that if they have the opportunity, they would marry an America to get a visa and live there. Literally, like there is literally groups of women, in social medias that do that. They are hunting like foreigners in first world countries like yours and many other countries around to hunt men to marry and get visas. That is something very common to see here. So be a little. What I would say is like, it's not that you shouldn't marry a Brazilian, because there's shit women everywhere, and there's also good ones everywhere. Obviously, the rate in some countries will be different. Some will be best, some will be worse. But be a little bit more selective if you wanna date or marry a Brazilian woman. Okay, be a little more selective. Just do not accept literally. Do not accept literally everything that is appearing to you. That's what I would tell you. I'm not saying, by the way, that's what you thought, what you was thinking, but I'm saying something that happens here. I'm not talking directly to you, but if this idea ever crosses any of you guys' minds, just I will not say to you to give up on that, but be more selective. And don't try to come here to hunt like a Brazilian woman for you. You better take her out of here to there for your own safety, for your own safety. Trust me when I say that. You are more safe like taking her to your country than coming here for her. Literally. People talk about payment process. It's just demographic becoming main focus at the moment. I'm not sure what you said. A rescue, did that work out? They want to escape a rescue. Yes. Yes, Joshua. Like everyone, in fact, like I would say, like I would easily say that majority, at least, like I think we had like one of these research that they do, and I know it was made with my generation, like Gen Z. And it said like 57%, if I remember. I don't remember now if it was 57 or 67. But I mean, being a little bit more negative, and I will say like 57. 57% like of Gen Z wanna go out of the country. Gonna leave this country. 57% of my generation here, So yeah, I would say that obviously this research was made with Gen Z, but I would say that this is probably the same for the others, maybe slightly less, but I think generally speaking, majority of the population, I would say over 50%, would leave this country behind if they could, No, I said 57%. I'm not saying 7%. 57. Nah, it wasn't likely. I told her not to get the COVID jabs. She agreed. She was afraid of them. Then she got 3 of them the last time we talked. It was bad. You're talking about this Brazilian friend of yours? I know why it happened, admonition. Because different from you guys' country, we kinda didn't have an option here. We like if you didn't have taken like these vaccines, you couldn't work, you couldn't study, you couldn't travel, you could do literally anything. You couldn't even like leave your house in some cities. It's different from US. It wasn't a suggestion here. It was mandatory. But I didn't take none anyway, or because I wasn't. I was very young yet, but um so I managed to not like to I managed to not have been damaged for not taking those jabs, like about job and stuff like that. I had my parents as well. My parents took these. My dad took more jabs than my mom. I don't remember now how much each one took. I know my dad, I think, took 3. And mom, I think it was 1 or 2, I'm not sure. Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-tail fox tier member, the Holy Ball, and to all of my 3-tail fox tier members, Wallony Wolf, Fanny Sylvie, Heat Himself, Chile Not Serious, Eustace the Useful, Zealous Isaiah, Ala Rosas, Max Tenor, Nugutino, Avery, Halcyonic Ether, and TV8. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone that have been supporting me on Ko-Fi, Kick, and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. I see things I was talking about. I want to come here and nah, it was unlikely. I told yeah. I think it's just Brazilian government use Brazil nationalism to make people shit on US. Yeah, that's a common thing here, Darnock. And it's not just with US. It also happens like with Argentina. I don't know why, but people of my country just like Argentina. I refuse to believe that it's just because the fucking game of 7 against 0, like in the soccer. I refuse to believe that's the only reason. Obviously I don't have any problem with any of these countries. But people here are stupid and low IQ, so most of people have a problem with that. Lots of lonely men willing to do that. Lot is US don't even get looked at. And there are American men who seek them out too. We call them passport bros. I'm aware of passport bros. I think you passport bros, if you're a passport bro, you're better going to Asia, but not Japan or South Korea, maybe even South Korea. But I would not go to Japan or China. If I was a man and if I was in your place, like if you live in a first world country, I would go to other countries that in Asia, that it's not China and in Japan. You know? I wouldn't risk, because if I could select, if I were living in a first world country and I could select, I wouldn't choose, like, because I know how women of my country is, and it's difficult to me to think that the women in other countries around mine, like for example Chile, the other countries around here, aren't that much different, you know? I'm so freaking crazy and autistic, so that's why I'm an exception, but there is not much around, trust me. Oh my god. Most of the girls I know my age are all like... I will not say all, but I would say like... Not even 80. I would say 90% of them are whores. You know? Yeah. They are pieces of shit of human beings. And the worst is that some of them... I have to deal with them. Some of them I have to deal with them... with a happy face, like, weekly. Even though I dislike them very much. In Brazil, that's awful. What? We have some viewers from time to time that appear here on the chat that are from my country. They probably wouldn't deny that, you know. The difference that women here sound better to you guys out there is just because we are poor. and you guys have a better condition, financial condition. So a lot of women will gladly accept you guys just to escape from the hard living conditions that are here. But at the moment that she would get used to live with you, US, she would probably just become immediately or in a very short period of time, she would become exactly like the US woman is. Because there is literally no difference. I can assure you that. There's no difference. Yeah, I think women here are less fat than the US women. But I think there is only that, comparably speaking, like in percentage. But I don't have any data to cover that. Nah, I did never trust Brazil to have good women. Exactly, don't trust. But to trust on that, you gotta to not trust on that, you gotta trust on me, which am a Brazilian woman saying to you to not trust Brazilian woman. So you see, like in any way you gotta trust a Brazilian woman. You can't escape your destiny. I'm joking. No, I have a lot of videos for us to watch, but I'm really having fun with the messages on you guys on chat, so I'm kind of delayed. But yeah, that's the beauty of the things, like of not having anything planned, like never on my streams, is that I can just do what I want. I just cannot make a schedule, but I kinda envy the streamers that have like, oh, today we're gonna just do like just cop cans, and today we will just play games, and today like we will just like, I don't know. I can't do that. Like I barely can respect my 2 days a week streams like that. I'm trying to do so difficult. Like you guys remember how difficult it was to just put Thursday with as my stream day? Like it was so freaking difficult. Now I'm trying to do the same with Tuesday as well, but it's complicated. But I'm trying my best, and sometimes here and there I have some problems, and I have to delay or you know, like or fail that day and go to try to do that another day. Maybe one day I can do that. I can do like one day of the week to something, but right now I just can't. Being a very organized person is not my thing, really. It's not my thing. You seem nice. I don't think you're one of those Brazilian ones. Thank you. Thank you. I would say that I'm not, but never trust, like... never trust what people say like that easy. Like, why would you trust me, right? Like, yeah, people can say what they want. You gotta discover for yourself. So yeah, don't trust me. Yeah, Tractor said, if you have to pay to get a girl, you're in for a bad time. I agree with him. But the thing is, like, probably most of the men of these men are not even trying to pay, you know? But I think that what happens is that I think it's everywhere, and for everyone. It's not just because like men from US. No. I think it's better to you guys to actually find a girl you like and try to have a relation with her when you don't have money, when you don't have a stable life, when you don't have a house, than when you do. Because when you do, you will never know if that girl is with you because of the things you possess or because she likes you. That will always be in your mind if she's trying to use you to get into your stuff, you know? So yeah, that's difficult, I know, but probably you guys should try to meet a girl while you're having nothing. Obviously, obviously you will be refused like a lot more times because it is what it is, right? Like, you don't have a car, you don't have a house, how do you wanna be my boyfriend? Some bullshit like that, you know? But in fact, like, you don't need a woman like that, so that actually makes things easier for you guys. Because you get rid of all this bitch woman, you know, that doesn't have anything to offer, and it's only interested in what you can offer to them. So I think it would be better for you guys to actually meet a girl when you have nothing than when you do. Drinking my water. Yeah, my throat is having a bad time today. If you look up the Foro de São Paulo, you realize that rooting them out might become the best thing Trump ever did if Brazil and Mexico's leftist parties manage to fall in the next few years. I try to have some positivity and some faith about the future of my country. But even I can't. I try, but I can't. And even if that ever happens, it will take many decades, and I will not lose decades of my life here waiting for that to happen. You know, I don't deserve the piece of shit country that I have. I really don't deserve. So I will do what is best for me. I will do what's best for me and leave while I can, because now they want to tax people trying to leave the country too. They are ready to put that to voting on Congress. I don't even know if they have to vote that on Congress. Maybe the president can just like put that already without even voting. But they want to tax people now that are trying to leave the country. They want to. They want to. There are already discussions about that on table. So they are trying to really close all the doors to keep the slaves in, you know? All communist socialist countries, when they take the power and become dictatorships like what my country became, they that's what they do. They close everything to keep the slaves inside, you know? The same happened with Venezuela. People were like were coming to my country and other countries nearby as refugees, totally illegal, because they couldn't cross the borders legally, because the government like just prohibited with very like difficult, making it very difficult to them to legally go out, you know? Yeah. Like what they are trying to do here. Every single country does that when it becomes like a dictatorship. Like for example, Cuba, it used to held hostage the families of the people and allow just one to go. Usually doctors, and they usually went to my country, and they use it to work and send the money that they do here back to Cuba, to the Cuba socialism regime, you know, the communist regime. And almost nothing what they done here in money actually went to their families there. And they held the people hostage here in my country, having their families there in their hands, you know, caged there, like, and so they couldn't like just let the Cuba regime behind, you know. Oh my god. I'm drinking the entire bottle. I already drank like half of the bottle of water. It's like 1.5 liter of water. Let me see what it was again. The cheapest woman is the one you pay for. I don't know what to say about that, to be honest. I mean, I don't doubt, but it's true sometimes, but I'm not sure about that. It doesn't make sense to pay a girl for first date, not the norm here in Germany. I think getting women from outside is problem as relations where you don't share culture or heart. But we don't actually have a culture here of our own. We have some. Where you guys will find more discrepancies is on the food. The rest you guys probably will not have many problems, since like most of our culture was already like is already from US culture, literally. It's a lot of things copied, literally copied from US. So at least like in relation to that, the Brazilian woman, you will not feel that much difference in that regards. Yeah, it's more about the food, I guess. If it, Fox is right. For example, I have a house. A woman like to steal houses through divorce. Yes, as much as uh, it's sad. Like that's true. To the range, that's true. I have a car, a house, a career, and still single. So I'm sad for you, 10 para for life, because when you try to get one to you, if you do, I'm not saying that you will, because a lot of people are choosing not to nowadays, right? But if you do, like, you gotta take like 2, 3, maybe 10 times more care with the woman you are approaching, you know. I'm not even trying to find a woman in my mid-30s anymore. I'm just gonna die alone, whatever. It's too soon to give up, like, come on. But yeah, I will definitely say that. I might sound fishy because, I mean, I'm in my 20s. But if you are over 30 or 40, you should aim for younger girls and not women in your age. Just because, like, I mean, it is what it is. I think just better write that. I mean, you worked your entire life to build something, and now you may want to have a family or anything. So if you find a woman that is around 30 or 40, you have problems doing that. That's one point. And also, like, most of women in that age is already very resentful, a lot of bad experience on her lives, and will probably make your life a hell. I'm not saying that you will not have a problem with a younger woman, but I think 100% you'll have less problem with a younger one than an older one. That's my opinion. But I'm saying that as a 20-old woman, so yeah. Don't take me serious. Who am I? By the way, who am I? Like, with around my 20s, like, I don't even know what is the truth of things. You know, I'm not like, I mean, I didn't outlive it, you guys. You guys know probably a lot more than me about life, you know. You guys are in your 30s. The majority in my channel, usually when I see the data, is around 30 to 50, you know, years old. Between 30s and 50s. Majority peaking, I think, around 35 to 40 years old. So, you guys, like, almost have double of my age, you know? So, you guys probably know this stuff better than myself. All of this that I'm saying. Even so, I say what I think here because that's what I want to do. Because in my country, I cannot say what I think, you know? Like, yeah. None of this that I talk here, none of this that I talk here, I can say out. Oh, what was again here? Oh my god, I scrolled the chat. I don't know what I was reading anymore. Damn. I'm sorry if I jumped at a lot of people's messages. How's the fox doing? Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm kind of sad that I'm banned in another platform. Like, seems like YouTube, I'm with a shadow ban, which is almost the same. So now it makes 2. But I mean, not much. I mean, generally speaking, I'm okay. I'm good. But I mean, it's really disgusting. Yeah. Don't you know why people don't have culture? Oh. Yes, I know that, Eustace, and that's why I'm talking about. Like, my country doesn't have, almost doesn't have a culture as well, and because it copies a lot of things from US, that's why we don't have a culture. By the way, US has a culture. It's like the progressist culture, the progressist God, the progressist religion. You know, that's the culture of US nowadays, and it's the same culture that people are starting to have here as well. My country is always copying the worst of the things in the world. Look at UK, for example, like, you know, what has been doing with people that are like the censorship and everything. Like my country is coping that. My country look at the best countries in the world, but it only copies the worst intentionally. You know, there's a lot of bad and good things in these countries, and my country always copy the worst stuff ever in these countries. That's why we are this amalgamation of devil himself here. You know, this fucking hellhole. It's because of that. For me, a lot of Polish culture is just common sense. Yeah, to be honest, I think there is like, I think the common sense is a lot based. It comes a lot from. It should be at least from the natural law of things, right? And it doesn't matter what culture you are. If you respect the natural law, you could actually get to know each other good. But that's not what happens because people don't actually. The thing is that people don't want to be absorbed by the other cultures. But it's not you don't inherently need to know the other culture to be part of that when you go to other country. You just need to be willing to learn, to understand and be absorbed by that. And that's the problem. That's the problem, that people don't want that. They want to go to a different country where everyone thinks different of them and impose their thoughts and their culture there. And that's why everything sucks. For me, a lot of Polish culture is just common sense. Yeah, this contract soon shall pass, friend. Like that you don't eat meat once a week. Oh, what? Sharing cultures can be a lot better for a relationship. Learning new things from each other can connect each other far better. Yes, it is true, Frosty. It's a marvelous, beautiful thing. When people are willing to not only just exchange that and wanting to learn each other, but also like respect their boundaries. And like, for example, one of those people will be like an immigrant in each other's country. So the person that's migrated to there have to be willing to exchange like its values, like her values or his values, to the ones of the person that they are going to, you know. But it's a beautiful thing when people are willing to do that, obviously. And we are men, we can't get women as easily as you can get men. It's not gonna happen. But what are you talking about now? Man, I'm so sorry for you. The same is gonna happen to me. We are just not allowed to carry guns in Germany. So I'll need to find another way. I already had one. Oh my god, one self-unalivement attempt. Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn, that's so sad. I mean, the thing about people depressed to the point to try to attempt to something against their own selves, you know, is that there is literally nothing you can say to them. Feels like it feels. I know because I was around people like that many times already. It feels like nothing you could say to them will reach them, you know. That's real a terrible sensation that I experienced like many times already. So I don't know exactly what to tell to you, but I hope you. The only thing I can say, I hope you don't, and you get better. That's all. I guess we as Gen Z should just be lucky to have survived the abortion holocaust. Yes. I am very grateful that my mom did aborted me. Because it's like I keep telling you guys, like, the biggest genocide of the human history was made by grown-ass adult female woman in the modern society. I think it's like since it started since like the 70s. 1970s. I'm not sure. Maybe a bit later. Up until now, like women already, just from these points of time up until now, women committed already the worst, biggest genocide of human history. I think Spanish guy with German girl would have problems, as in Germany girls are very demanding and Spaniards are more laid back. A German girl, so German girls are demanding. Guys, I think majority of women are demanding everywhere. Everywhere, okay? Um, Admonition. That's true, Kitsune. Younger women are generally easier to date and still fertile. Yeah. Abri W. Who are you? You are a basic fox woman speaking from spirits. Pseudo braids. I'm not yet, but felt it for years. Jusha Zero no appears too young and have hope. I try to have, right? I try. Frosty, depends on the individual person. For example, my culture technically would be exactly what Miso wants in her life. Low. Yeah. Yeah, for what you showed me and what you saw. I mean, no, don't get me wrong, your country is a lot communist, okay? For some things you tell me. But it's definitely far better than here. And it's also very cold, so yeah. Yes, it's scary. It can even miss if you are sure of where it should. Oh my god, this talk. I'll have 26 in 2 weeks. You deserve better. My point is that usually people in one culture are more compatible. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Darak. That's true. Some cultures would be more compatible than the others. But if people are willing to, like, it doesn't actually matter. You know? If both are willing to adapt, they like each other, they are willing to adapt and be together, like, it can all easily be overcome. That's the least of the problems, I believe. But it's like I said, one side needs to be prepared to, when they go to the other side, to the country from that person, is like to be absorbed by the culture there, by their values, you know, and not trying to impregnate the country, the shit like of their cultures from where they're coming from. Because if you're leaving your country to another one, it's because your country sucks to begin with. That's why you're moving. Or at least it sucks to you. So you need to left everything that country represents you behind, and make the country you're going to as your own. You need to be feeling that country that you're going to, that you're moving into, it's your own, you know? Latin America is moon of the West. It reflects its civilization light. Don't know about that. I've heard it's the opposite in the context of dating while autistic. Sorry.